It's a Fab Four Friday on a chilly night in Kansas City. The number 7 seed OUAZ Spirit, the first 7 seed to make it to the Fab Four in 2 years. And they have their work cut out for them tonight against the top overall seed, the College of Idaho Yotes, unbeaten for 34 games, winning by double digits in 16 straight. And the Yotes try to reach the national title game for the first time since the 90s tonight at Municipal Auditorium in downtown KC. Standing in their way, though, the Spirit, Josiah De La Cerda, who has been a monster in the middle in this tournament for the Arizonans. He went for another 20 points in the quarterfinal win over Montana Tech. OUAZ in the end cruised 76-58, a 1-point halftime lead. Grew in a dominant second half. The Spirit put up 46 points and outscored Montana Tech by 17 after the break. Meanwhile, for College of Idaho, it's hard to pick one guy normally because this is such a balanced attack, and this team has so many different weapons that can beat you. But it was all about Jake O'Neal against Tougaloo. 20 points. He had 16 of them in the first half, added 8 boards and 4 assists. And the Yotes were up by 20 at the break. In the end, they won only by 17, but it could have easily been 30 plus had they really wanted to push their luck. OUAZ at 25-9 this year, 10-8 in the GSAC, the only team of the 4 GSACs that qualified for the 60-14 field still standing. College of Idaho 34-1 after losing its opening game of the season to Arizona Christian, but ACU was eliminated last night in the quarterfinals, so nobody left alive in the NAIA this year to have beaten College of Idaho. These two teams did meet early on in the season. The Yotes won by 11, a game, though, that the Spirit were right in. Keyshawn Bruner double-teamed on the baseline. Goes out to Devin Collins, who was pretty quiet on the offensive end on Wednesday in the quarters. De La Cerda left it short, and Caden Handran has the first rebound for the Yotes. He's joined by Charles Elzey, Drew Wyman, Jake O'Neal, and Tyler Robinette, the same starting 5 the Yotes have used in all 3 of their games here in KC. Wyman wanted it. Bit of a lazy entry pass by Robinette, but it comes back to him for the open 3, and Tyler Robinette opens the scoring 50 seconds in. Everybody can score, just about everybody can shoot it for College of Idaho. OUAZ has its same starting 5. Collins and De La Cerda in the front court, Bealey and Bloomer in the backcourt, along with Colton Hitt, 3 in orange with the basketball. He goes inside, De La Cerda has it blocked from behind by Wyman, but a foul. It's going to go on Caden Handran rather than Wyman. And it sends Josiah De La Cerda to the line for 2 shots. Senior from Fresno, averages just over 17.5 a game, 76% shooter at the line. It's the 4th time in history these two schools have met. Remember, OUAZ is only in its 6th season of basketball. Believed to be the youngest program to ever reach the NAIA Fab Four. De La Cerda gets both. And the Spirit have won a game against the College of Idaho, and not just any game. It was back in October of 2017. It was the first win in the history of the OUAZ program. Came over the Yotes now almost 6 years ago. Robinette in the corner. Another 3 for Tyler Robinette. He has all 6 for the Yotes, and they're up 4, 90 seconds gone by. There's Alex Bealey. He can pop off. We haven't really seen it in this tournament. There's a sloppy cross-court pass intercepted by O'Neal, contacted on the Euro, and Bruner pulls in the rebound. The Spirit dodged an early bullet. De La Cerda on Robinette. Hitt cuts backdoor, clear pass to the rim, counted plus the foul. 2 quick ones on Caden Handran, and Colton Hitt, who had a big Wednesday night quarterfinal, goes to the line with a chance at an old-fashioned 3-point play. Hitt went for 17 points in the quarterfinal win for the Spirit over Montana Tech. He added 5 rebounds, very efficient. He has been good, especially from the outside in this tournament. Hasn't been a hot shooting tournament really for anyone except for Jake Omer of Georgetown, who we'll see in the nightcap of our Fab Four this evening against Indiana Tech. He's the only player to have made more than 3 3-pointers in a single game here in KC. He had 7 in Georgetown's quarterfinal win Wednesday over Grace. Elsie kicks to O'Neal, his triple. Too strong, weak side rebound, Handren. He lost the handle, and it's pulled away by Veely. So Caden Handren staying on the floor, even in the face of 2 fouls in the first 2.5 minutes. Kobe Blaine putting some trust in the sophomore. He has a switch now on De La Cerda, who wants it on the block. Switch it to Bruner, 8 to shoot. Keyshawn Bruner, underneath Collins, spins on Robinette and has his shot deflected. Tyler Robinette doing it on both ends of the floor early for College of Idaho. He has all 6 Yotes points. There's a foul on Keyshawn Bruner, who stripped it from Elsie but got some of his arm. Matt Keeley in his 6th season as OUAZ's coach. Of course, nobody could have more than 6 seasons. Get a look at what he's done. That second year, 5-23, was the first season for the Spirit truly as members of the NAIA. And he has built them so quickly into a postseason team. And now into a Fab 4 team. O'Neal spins on Collins, took a hit, didn't score, and a physical rebound pulled in on Collins. That could have been a foul on Collins as O'Neal went up, and it could have been a foul on O'Neal on the rebound. Our officials are Justin Williams, Blake Thomas, and Nathan Sutton. And they are letting them play early on. It has been a very physical tournament here in KC this week. Lob for Bruner. Has the smaller Morgan on him. Bruner can't finish. Rebound tapped out and taken by O'Neal. Samaje Morgan, 1 in white. The freshman is the first substitute for either team. He's in for Handren. Elsie drives on Veely. Finger roll deflected, and De La Cerda clears the rebound. College of Idaho has gone cold since those 2 early threes by Robinette. Drew Wyman has not attempted a shot yet. He's been one of the offensive focal points this week for the Yotes. Veely left open, grazed the rim. Second chance for the Spirit. They've started 1 of 5. Working against a zone look. Veely was looking for De La Cerda. It was out of his reach and beyond what Hitt could catch. Turnover for OUAZ, and that takes us into our first timeout of the evening. A cagey start, neither team shooting well in the early going. A 1-point lead for the #1 overall seed. Kobe Blaine and the Yotes have the early advantage, but not looking their usual in-sync selves. College of Idaho leads by 1, which is not bad, but the Yotes are used to leading by a lot more than 1. Wins of 17, 15, 48 in their first game in Kansas City, and then 17, which really is a deceiving 17 against Tougaloo Wednesday, a game that the Yotes led by 20 at halftime, and had the starters stayed in a little longer, could have won by 30+. O'Neal attacks over Jace Catchings in off the bench for OUAZ. Offensive rebound taken by Rogers, stripped away by Rivers. So rash of reserves making an instant impact. Hit out of the corner. Rebound last off Rogers. No, last off the Spirit. And the Yotes get it back. So as is typical for Kobe Blaine and College of Idaho, Jake O'Neal is the only starter who remains on the floor with the Yotes going to their line change. Morgan is out there with the aforementioned Stratton Rogers, as well as the 7-footer Paul Wilson, and the Yotes' leading scorer, 5 in white, Johnny Radford, who's had a cold shooting tournament here in KC. Just 2 of 7 in the quarterfinals Wednesday, and he steps in and connects on his first shot tonight. All of those 7 attempts Wednesday were 3-pointers. That's the first 2-point try he's had since the early days of the tournament. 3-point lead for College of Idaho, and that snapped 5 straight misses from the field. For OUAZ, it's Rivers with the basketball. Josh Rivers in off the bench, along with 21, Jace Catchings, who gets it to De La Cerda. And here's McKay Bundy, the other off-the-bench member of the lineup. Hitt has missed a couple of threes, uncharacteristic for him. He's been shooting well so far at Municipal Auditorium. Chance for the Yotes to stretch it out to a 2-possession lead for the second time in the early going. Morgan can't get it. De La Cerda has the rebound, his second. College of Idaho with the early edge on the glass. Catchings out of the corner. Off the heel. Radford taps it wisely to Rogers. OUAZ has missed its first 5 threes. O'Neal with a clean look. Rebounded by Rogers. O'Neal on the cut. Extra pass. Wilson can't finish. Rogers misses. Still loose. O'Neal is fouled. 4 chances for College of Idaho on that possession. And finally, Jake O'Neal fouled by McCabe Bundy. Will not thrill Kobe Blaine, the 50-year head coach of the Yotes, who got to 100 wins as their head coach in this tournament. Cascade Conference regular season and tournament champion. We've said it many times now in KC. He lost the opener back on November 4th to Arizona Christian by 4 points. Since then, the Yotes have won 34 consecutive games. And we showed you that graphic with their margins of victory. The 48 points is a little bit of an outlier, although not unprecedented in the second half of their season. O'Neal splits the pair. It's back to a 4-point lead for College of Idaho. But those sorts of margins otherwise are typical for the Yotes this year. Hit goes over Rogers. It's a blocking foul, and Hit will shoot 2 free throws. On average this year, and this is not just wins, it includes the 4-point loss to ACU to open the season. The average College of Idaho game has ended with the Yotes winning by 23.8 points. So 16-17, that's been underselling them. Hit's first free throw goes down. And of those 34 consecutive wins for College of Idaho, the last 16 have been by double digits, including some truly monstrous scores. A 54-point win, a 59-point win, a 46-point win down the stretch. They won by 31 as Radford is fouled by Hit in the Cascade Conference title game. A 31-point win in a conference championship. And then, of course, ran all over LSU Shreveport by 48 in round of 16 back on Monday. Hendren comes back in. Jake O'Neal sits for the first time. Hendren, remember, has those 2 early fouls, and he is an important piece for the Yotes. He sometimes goes unnoticed because he averages only 3 points a game, which is not just fewest among the starters, but a number of bench players are ahead of him. That's fewest in the rotation, really. Rogers wants it on the block. Faces up on Bundy, takes him to the paint. Little too strong, rebound tapped out, and Rogers has another one on the offensive glass. It's his 5th rebound already off the bench. Bruner gets on the floor first, and Catchings controls for OUAZ. The Spirits still have made just 1 field goal. Bruner is fouled by Rogers. That's the 4th against College of Idaho, and the 2nd early on Rogers. So Hendren and Rogers both have 2 in 7.25 minutes played. But to the point about Hendren, he played 27 minutes a team high against Tougaloo. I think that tells you what Kobe Blaine thinks of him and his importance. 4 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, but he does a lot that maybe doesn't show up in the stat sheet for the Yotes. Catchings hesitates around the screen, goes through Robinette and scores off glass. Chase Catchings, the St. Louisan, only Missouri native still standing in this tournament. Tipped by Robinette. Bullies into Collins. Got him in the air, stepped through, and he's fouled. If that's on Keyshawn Bruner reaching in, is that his 2nd already? It is. So 2 quick ones on Keyshawn Bruner, the senior from Sacramento. Got him right on the arm. 4 fouls against each team so far, and 3 players have 2. Bruner for OUAZ, Hendren and Rogers for College of Idaho. Robinette, a good, not great free throw shooter this year at 69%, and he's off on the first. The Yotes have started 1 of 3 at the free throw line. And 1 of 4 at the free throw line. Robinette comes up empty. Robinette just left him alone. Collins can hit from not just the mid-range, but the 3-point line. How about that move by Alex Bealey? And OUAZ has the lead. Catchings did a good job there, physically fronting Wyman on the post. Yotes having a tougher time than they have at any point in this tournament getting in their action at the offensive end of the floor. Some stagnant possessions, which is atypical for them. Morgan reverses his course and scores. He took a hit, scored anyway. Collins goes to work on Wyman, got him in the air. Beat the help to the rim, but Radford maybe influenced the shot just enough to get Collins off the mark. Morgan cut off by Rivers. Robinette wants another one. Left it short. Rivers got a piece of the rebound, but it falls to Handren right under the cup for two. OUAZ took a lead, but College of Idaho has answered with 4 straight. Next whistle will be immediate timeout. Veely, step back triple. Wyman the rebound. OUAZ has missed its first 6 3-pointers. Pass is errant, behind its intended target. Handren saves it. Extra pass to Morgan, and College of Idaho still has half the shot clock. Morgan 3, off the heel, rebounded by Bundy. It's an example of the kind of Caden Handren play that we were talking about earlier that doesn't always show up in the box score. That could have easily been 3 points, and he deserves at least half the credit to the guy making the shot. Veely, pull up, left it short. He's on the floor, so too is Wyman. It's 4-on-4. Morgan got Collins off his feet. Lost it underneath. It's lashed off OUAZ, and that takes us to a timeout. Just past the midway point of this first half. Not the free-flowing basketball College of Idaho is used to playing. OUAZ hanging around. It's a 3-point game. Some young fans as well as old enjoying our first FAF4 action tonight on this Friday evening. Have another one, of course, still to come for you. Scheduled for 7 o'clock Central here in Kansas City. The winner of this game will advance to take on the winner of our later one between Indiana Tech and Georgetown. College of Idaho, the only 1 seed still alive. All 4 of them came to KC. Robin had another 3. And a foul underneath on the rebound, likely on Jake O'Neal. And it is. That's the first on O'Neal. The 5th against the Yotes in the first half. William Penn was eliminated at the first hurdle. First major upset. The Statesman fell to Montana Tech in our finale Monday night, the opening day of the tournament here in KC. And that's deflected by O'Neal, taken by Elzy on the run. Beats Rivers to the rim, couldn't finish, and Collins hustled back well. 3 different players sprinted back for OUAZ, and that made the difference. Collins attacks. Veely surveys. Works around Radford, bumps into Wyman, kick out, deflected out of bounds. But how about that hustle by OUAZ getting back the other way? Rivers was there first, and he bothered Elzy, made him adjust his layup. Then Hitt was trailing to actually contest the layup itself off the floor, and then Collins was trailing both of them to get the rebound. Had any one of them not been there, that's 2 points for the Yotes. Veely has to get it up over Wyman, just got a piece of the rim, and it's last off Collins. College of Idaho takes it back. The 3 other 1 seeds made it to our quarterfinal action Wednesday. College of Idaho cruised through first, but Grace and Arizona Christian respectively were eliminated in our 3rd and 4th quarterfinals on Wednesday by Georgetown and Indiana Tech, who will battle next. Robinette faces De La Cerda, and a foul on Josiah De La Cerda. We talked about his offensive exploits in this tournament, as well as his rebounding. The unsung part of that, and what's allowed him to accumulate his numbers, both scoring and rebounding, is that he has gotten into very, very little foul trouble, especially for an interior player. That's his first, and it's not a problem at this stage, but a second one in the next few minutes could be problematic. Elsie crosses over, shovels for O'Neal in the back cut. What a finish. The largest lead of the night for College of Idaho. Stretching that zone out a long way, respecting the Spirit's ability to shoot the three ball, even though OUAZ is 0 for 7 from deep so far. And another OUAZ turnover, that's the fourth. Morgan sprints ahead with the left hand, got it plus a foul. 4 points off the bench for Samaje Morgan already. And he'll have a chance at another one. A couple of good finishes around the rim for College of Idaho. Look at this tight window feed from Elsie for O'Neal, who finishes from almost underneath the backboard.
One shot.
And then Morgan off the steal, through the contact from Bealey for the finish. He cashes in the three-point play. The first foul on Bealey, the 6th on OUAZ, so College of Idaho will shoot free throws on any fouls over the final 8 minutes. One 3-1, almost all the way out to half court. Bruner gets into the middle. Hit on the backdoor, denied by Elsie, who saves it himself. This feels like a Yotes run. Can OUAZ withstand this first half attack? Elsie stripped. Big turnover. He wanted a foul, didn't get it. Morgan whiffed on the interception attempt. But the Yotes right back into their zone. Collins, short corner. Into the middle, underneath De La Cerda. Through contact, neither one would fall, but he's fouled on the follow-up, and I think that'll be Jake O'Neal's second. We're going into a timeout. The officials send the team to their respective sides. Kobe Blaine is furious. That is indeed the second personal foul charged to Jake O'Neal, the third Yote with multiple fouls, but they're up by 6 early on. I said a 6-point lead. It's an 8-point lead for College of Idaho with 7:13 to go in the first half. Though it might be a 6-point lead by the time Josiah De La Cerda is finished at the free throw line. He hit 2 earlier, but those are his only 2 points in this first half, and College of Idaho has rattled off 9 straight. You know, it's funny. We've seen this with some higher-seeded teams. It seems like falling behind can be a spark. De La Cerda off the back of the rim. But OUAZ took its first lead at 10-9, and immediately the Yotes flipped into another gear. This is the point of the game where they have blown teams away in this tournament. The Tougaloo game was pretty competitive for the first 10 minutes in the quarterfinals on Wednesday, and then you blink, and it was double digits. You blinked again, it was halftime, and College of Idaho was up by 20. A critical period here for OUAZ to withstand. Morgan puts it up and in. Samaje Morgan has a game-high 7 points off the bench. He went for 8 points, 3 boards, 4 assists in the quarterfinal. Just a freshman, 5'9" from Eugene, Oregon. De La Cerda, good look at a 3, and he got it. Robinette closed out pretty well there. But De La Cerda can stroke it from deep. 47% three-point shooter. That's incredible for anybody. For your 6'8" center, unheard of. Radford, that was last off his leg. He had to chase it down. Morgan, Elsie wants to answer. Too strong, and a foul on the rebound against Devin Collins. That's his first. It's the 7th against OUAZ, so free throws coming here. Get another look at Josiah De La Cerda. This is the first three-pointer that's gone down for OUAZ tonight in 8 tries. So perhaps that'll take the lid off the three-point shot for the Spirit. This is big, too, because Trent Rogers is not a very good free throw shooter. 55% on the year, and he looked uncomfortable Wednesday at the line. So 1-1 as well. A front-end miss would be big for OUAZ. But Rogers coolly knocks down the first. And then maybe gave a little look to Drew Wyman, who didn't show a lot of confidence in him. Headed down the other end already. Rogers was held scoreless in the round of 16, but he responded well with 9 and 6 in the quarters on Wednesday. A couple of big-time putback dunks. He can really get off the floor. Collins. Veely, extra pass. De La Cerda wide open for another one. Josiah De La Cerda has 9, and OUAZ trails by just 4. Morgan pulls up. Morgan rattles it home. 9 for Morgan, who's answering De La Cerda blow for blow. Morgan averages just under 9 points a game for the season. He has 9 in the opening 15 minutes tonight. OUAZ wanted a kick, didn't get it. De La Cerda was jumping up and down. Radford, rebound knocked out of bounds by the Yotes, and OUAZ gets it back. De La Cerda is still furious about the missed call, in his opinion, on the kick ball. That's a great look. That's the kind of ball movement that OUAZ has needed against the zone. Morgan has been getting his own looks, though, at this end of the floor. Only 3 assists for College of Idaho on 9 made baskets. Back into the 1-3-1. Skip into the corner, hit for 3. That one's just off. Collins gets to the offensive rebound, goes back up, couldn't get it. And College of Idaho survives. But the zone does not look nearly as intimidating for the Yotes as it did a few minutes ago. That was a really good look for Colton hit out of the corner that he'll hit at least half the time. Although it is worth noting his hot shooting in KC as Radford fires away, rattles out. Wilson the offensive rebound. De La Cerda already has the 1 foul, has to be careful. He blocks the shot and rebounds it himself. To finish the earlier point on Colton Hitt, he was not a great three-point shooter during the regular season. This time he attacks and he's fouled by Wilson. Paul Wilson called for the foul, his first, in off the bench for the Yotes. The only question here would be to what extent this is just a pure bailout for Hitt, because the way he took off, he was sort of already rotating his body such that he just about had his back to the rim by the time the contact occurred. But the officials gave him the foul. He has another free throw still to come, a 65% foul shooter this year, who's now 2 of 4 in the game tonight. And he misses both. OUAZ can't afford to leave that many points at the line tonight. College of Idaho has led by as many as 9. Rebounded by Bundy. Veely slashes to the rim. Oh, how do you get that to drop? He hardly got off the floor. He took off from out near the free throw line. He was really running more than he was jumping and just kind of tossed it up. And I'm not sure that even grazed the rim. Wyman, turnaround on Hitt, got the bounce. OUAZ needs somebody other than De La Cerda to step up and score. He has 9. Nobody else for the Spirit has more than 4, particularly from the outside. Here's Veely. Okay, Bundy on the offensive glass. He wants a corner triple. Wyman has the rebound, powerfully pulled it down with one hand. But we're seeing the downsides of a zone, and that OUAZ is starting to move the ball a lot better, create some open threes, even if they're not falling. And the Yotes are having a tough time rebounding. Wilson goes right through Bundy for 2. More difficult to block out of the boards playing a zone. And OUAZ has had multiple chances, a couple trips. Wyman blocks the shot on Veely. It's out of bounds. OUAZ will keep it after the timeout. Every time the Spirit get closer, College of Idaho just stretches it back out. Yotes by 8 with 2:40 to play. Veely on the back door. Wyman says not tonight. 8-point lead for College of Idaho over OUAZ in the first of our two Fab Four games of this Friday night. Nate Gatter and our wonderful crew back with you here in Kansas City. 2:40 to go, Municipal Auditorium. OUAZ with the basketball. Spirit looking for some life on this end. Though to be fair, they have gotten a lot of open three-point looks, and they are not making them. 2 of 12 in the first half. Those 2 have both come from Josiah De La Cerda. Veely in particular will want to start seeing his shot going down. He's 0 of 4 from three-point range. Rivers has to get it up. Off the mark and rebounded by Tyler Robinette back into the game. He had the hot offensive start. Scored the first 6 of the game for the Yotes on a couple of threes. Still the only 2 threes they've made. Samaje Morgan leads College of Idaho with 9 off the bench. Wyman triple is good. 11-point lead for the Yotes, their largest of the night, with 2 minutes to go in the half. A lot of pressure on OUAZ over these final 2 minutes. A Spirit turnover averted. Rivers runs it down. The shot clock did not reset. Veely walked with it. 100 seconds to go, and OUAZ cannot afford to let this grow a whole lot more. The Spirit were right in it just a few minutes ago. It's double digits for the Yotes. And it could be 15 by halftime. Elzy, baseline, 2 more. First points for Charles Elzy tonight. He went for 25 in the round of 16 against Shreveport. The 4th highest scoring individual effort here in KC. And the Spirit just turned the ball over for the 8th time in the first half. And Matt Keeley wants timeout. De La Cerda as compared to everybody else for OUAZ. That is just not going to get it done. First trip to Kansas City for OUAZ in its 6 years of basketball. And of course, its first trip to the Fab Four. This is not new though for College of Idaho. The Yotes have been to the Fab Four 3 times previously. A loss to Oregon Tech in 2019, to St. Francis of Indiana in 2018, and their lone win in the Fab Four in 1996 over Walsh of Ohio. The Yotes went on to win the national title in 1996. They're the only team other than NAIA royalty Georgetown, which will play in the next game tonight in the Fab Four this year, that has previously won a national championship. Georgetown has 3. Morgan has it tipped out of bounds. No, it's saved by OUAZ. Turnover by the Yotes, their 5th of the half. Chase Catchings. Yotes thought he was standing on the baseline. De La Cerda underneath, fouled by Robinette. The first on Robinette, 2 free throws for De La Cerda, who has already made 3 out of 4 at the line in this half. It is worth noting that this is the first Fab Four for College of Idaho since the merger of NAIA Division 1s and 1 and 2 only a couple of years ago. This is just the 3rd season that the tournament has been played under a single unified division. So looking for their first overall national title. But so too is every school still here. Georgetown last won in 2019 when it was Division 1 and not a unified division. Elzy all the way in. That's too easy for Charles Elzy. Can OUAZ find a little burst into the half? De La Cerda has accounted for more than half of the Spirit's scoring. It's loose on the floor, and Morgan pulls away to save possession for the Yotes without having to go to the arrow. College of Idaho does have the arrow. Timeout, Colby Blaine. The fact that there was no tie-up there means not only did the Yotes keep possession thanks to Samaje Morgan in this moment, but they will also start with the ball in the second half as it stands. Could get a bucket here, lead by 15-16 into halftime, and then get the basketball to start the final 20 minutes. Another dominant first half for the College of Idaho, which has not been threatened in this tournament. The only team to even put together 10 good minutes against them was Tougaloo. And 10 good minutes qualified as just hanging around, keeping it close before the Yotes blew their doors off down the stretch of the first half Wednesday. And it's an unpredictable team, too. You see Morgan there. You never know who's going to be the guy for the Yotes on any given night. Jake O'Neal averages 10.5, a respectable number, but it's not like he's a real standout in the scoring column for the Yotes. And he led the way with a big game on Wednesday in the quarterfinals. Charles Elzy came in averaging just under 10 a game. He went for 25 in the round of 16. That nearly deflected in. And look at the hustle. Robinette to Wyman. They just don't ever let the play die. Catchings wants a three. He's off. Out of bounds to College of Idaho with a second and a half to play. 15-point lead for the Yotes. This has gotten away from the Spirit in a hurry, and they're going to need to regroup. Robinette turns from midcourt. Good if it goes, and not far away. It's a 15-point advantage for College of Idaho. Somebody different every night. LZ 25 on Monday. O'Neal 20 on Wednesday. Morgan 9 in the first half tonight to kick off our Fab Four coverage. We'll step aside. College of Idaho stretched it out to a 15-point lead, largest of the night for the Yotes at the half. Back after this. Unsurprisingly, with a 15-point lead, College of Idaho has been better in every facet. And the Yotes do deserve some credit for OUAZ shooting only 23%, but the Spirit have turned the ball over more. They have not shot threes well, including open ones. They've been dominated on the glass. No surprise, College of Idaho has led the way by a wide margin in bench points and points in the paint. That bench point number, in large part thanks to Samaje Morgan, who has 9 of the 14 College of Idaho bench points, and leads the Yotes with 9 at the half, 4 of 6 from the field. He added 1 at the free throw line and an assist. Drew Wyman had 7, Tyler Robinette had 6. For OUAZ, it was really all the Josiah De La Cerda show. He had 11 to lead the Spirit, including their only 2 3-pointers. The rest of the team combined 0 for 12 from three-point range. He added 5 at the free throw line as well. College of Idaho will start the second half with the basketball, up by 15. A game that was tight for most of the first half, or at least within shouting distance. OUAZ, with 3:55 to play in the first half, got a layup from Alex Veely that made it a 4-point game. LZ for 3. That goes down. Since that Veely layup, we've played not even 4.5 minutes of game time. College of Idaho has gone on a 16-2 run. And stretched this from really hanging in the balance at just a 4-point lead, 23-19 for the Yotes, to bordering on a blowout. The 1-3-1 is dead, at least for the moment. It's a 2-3 zone look for the Yotes, and Collins throws it away. 9th turnover from OUAZ tonight. O'Neal goes out for LZ. He works around, hit for 2. 5 quick ones out of the locker room for Charles Elzy, who has been in double figures in every game here in Kansas City. 25 to lead the way for the Yotes in the round of 16 blowout of Shreveport Monday. He added 11 points, plus 3 rebounds and 3 assists in the Wednesday quarterfinal win. Robinette goes down. De La Cerda over Wyman from the corner. Josiah De La Cerda has 14 of OUAZ's 24 points. He's accounted for nearly 60% of the Spirit's scoring tonight and all of their three-pointers. There's Caden Handren, who did not play major minutes in the first half. He had a couple of early fouls. Robinette has the size advantage on hit. O'Neal's been quiet at this end. Robinette running out of time. O'Neal with a good look. That missed everything, and hit could come out the other way for OUAZ. Yotes got it out to 20. De La Cerda hit the three, his third in 4 tries tonight. But somebody else, probably multiple somebody else's, are going to have to start hitting from the outside for the Spirit if they have any chance. Bruner draws 2, just 5 to shoot. Outside hit, that's a good look. Still won't drop. Collins jockeying in there, really shoving in there on the glass. The College of Idaho comes away with it anyway. Wyman has 7 points, hasn't missed from the field. He's off the mark for the first time, but fouled, and he's checking his mouth. He'll go to the free throw line. Here's Charles Elsie, who had just 4 points in the first half. He had 5 points in the opening minute of the second half. Up to 9 for the ball game, 45 across roughly 2.5 games in Kansas City this year. Making a good all-tournament team push, but who isn't? It's going to be pretty tough not to put 5 or 6 Yotes on the all-tournament team this year. Only thing they haven't done well tonight is shoot free throws. That makes them 4 of 9 as a team, with Wyman splitting those 2. Keyshawn Bruner has been just clamped down so far tonight. He has not scored. Only missed once from the field. Hit off the mark of the pass to De La Cerda. That's 10 turnovers for OUAZ. The Yotes have turned it over only 5 times. Handren in on Feely. Oh, look at that. Gave him the drop step dummy. Brought it back to the middle. 20-point lead again for College of Idaho. On the second bucket for Handren tonight. Bruner is fouled by Elsie. Whoop. You can understand Feely. He got the fake the first time, didn't go for it. The second time he thought, must really be making the move to the baseline now. De La Cerda just gets it. Goes over Robinette. Wave off the basket. It's an offensive foul. Matt Keeley was fired up, so too were 1 or 2 of his assistants. Looked like a good call from here. I think you got to say it was. Robinette's right foot does end up on the restricted area line. I think that was after he had already taken the hit from De La Cerda, who was into his gather but hadn't really started his upward motion, I don't think, when Robinette was set. That was close, but from this angle anyway, in real time, it did look like a charge. Johnny Radford in for the first time in the second half, along with Rogers and Morgan. It's Stratton Rogers who turns inside and scores his first field goal. Again, 9 players used tonight for College of Idaho. Every single one had already scored before that, but now all 9 have a field goal as well. The Yotes continue to stretch it out. Colton hit, can't answer. 22-point lead for College of Idaho, largest of the night. OUAZ led for all of 15 seconds by all of 1 point. Timeout on the floor, nearly 5 minutes into the second half, and it's just gotten worse for OUAZ. A 10-3 run for College of Idaho out of the half. Yotes lead by 22. College of Idaho has the longest winning streak in all of college basketball, men's or women's, NCAA, NAIA, any division, any level this year. The South Carolina women just rolled over Norfolk State in Columbia today to move on to the second round of the NCAA Division I women's tournament. Now, it is worth noting the Gamecocks are the reigning national champions, and they had to win 6 games in a row in order to do that. So if you go back to last season, their streak goes out to 39 games. But this year, College of Idaho is on top. Morgan goes right over Bundy. That's an easy charge. And even if you put South Carolina women ahead of the College of Idaho, there's really no shame in trailing the South Carolina women as dominant as any team in the country right now, I suppose, with the possible exception of the Yotes. College of Idaho up by 22 with 15 minutes to go. The Yotes would play the winner of our second game tonight, Indiana Tech in Georgetown at 7 Central tomorrow night here in KC on ESPN3. There's Bruner's first bucket of the night. South Carolina will tangle on Sunday with South Florida, which beat Marquette in overtime in the first round of the NCAA Division I women's tournament. So we'll see maybe a South Carolina upset at the hands of USF and a Yotes national title, and they can truly claim to be the most dominant team in the country, nobody close. And a double dribble called on O'Neal. Only the 7th College of Idaho turnover. Bundy catching, his pass just goes right to Samaje Morgan, who's fouled by Rivers in the mid-floor. Josh Rivers picks up the foul, his first. It's the second against OUAZ in the second half. Morgan has not yet scored since halftime. Team high 9 points in the first half for Morgan. Charles Elzy has since equaled him with his 5-0 run to start the second stanza. De La Cerda rejects O'Neal. Here comes Rivers in on Radford. Shot blocked with a foul. And Josh Rivers will go to the free throw line with a chance to score for the first time tonight. If there's a path back for OUAZ, it is an awfully narrow one. It involves a lot of free throws and making a lot more threes. The Spirit are 3 of 17 from beyond the arc tonight. All 3 of those belong to Josiah De La Cerda, who has to be laboring a little bit at this point. De La Cerda got a few minutes of rest in the first half. He played 17 of the 20 first half minutes. I don't think he's come off the floor yet in the second. Just past 6 minutes elapsed since halftime. Rivers misses the first, which allowed a Rogers rebound. Morgan thought about the transition 3, but the Yotes will work the offense. LZ goes over top of Bundy and a blocking foul. Okay, Bundy got one on Morgan earlier. This time the officials side with the Yotes. Bundy's second. Nobody for either team has more than 2. Catching saves it, but couldn't really get it to anyone. Bruner saves it, but couldn't get it to anyone. The shot clock reset a couple of times, and that was a mistake. College of Idaho got a huge break. I think the shot clock reset both times the ball was saved. The Yotes are ending up with an extended possession here. 16 on the shot clock, and the OUAZ bench was furious at that. I don't know where the shot clock was, but when Bruner saved it, it was only at 26, and there's no way 4 seconds had elapsed for the entire possession. And then it reset to 30 again. So the Yotes have gotten a really long shot clock here, and Elsie buries the 3. Lead back out to 22 for College of Idaho, which has its first double-digit score tonight. Meet the new guy, same as the old guy. Charles Elsie into double figures for the 3rd time in as many games in KC. He has 48 now at the final site. That's 16 a game. Still 13 minutes to go tonight. Only averaged 9.7 a night coming into Kansas City. Bruner did not draw iron. Would have been a shot clock violation had Rogers not gotten the rebound. He leaves it for Paul Wilson. It's a 24-point Yotes lead, and it's a Caldwell party in Kansas City. Paul Wilson plays important minutes for the Yotes off the bench, usually more for his rebounding and defense. But the sophomore from Idaho Falls can stuff it as well. Get a look at the title game appearances and victories for the 4 remaining teams here in Kansas City. Nate Gatter back with you from Municipal Auditorium downtown. Of course, OUAZ has never been further than this. This is the furthest they've ever been. First time they've gone to the Fab Four program history. Indiana Tech has never been to the title game. Georgetown's been there an awful lot, so will be a little bit of experience and history on the Tigers' side, perhaps, if they do win tonight and beat the Yotes, I should say, who lead by 23 with 12.5 minutes to go in the first of our 2 Fab Four semifinals this evening. You might be saying, well, it was a 24-point lead when we went to break, and you'd be right, but it's a 23-point lead now. Bundy cut off by O'Neal. He must have traveled in there somewhere. De La Cerda, though, hits the 3. Kobe Blaine is saying, how did that work? 20-point game. De La Cerda is having a monster night. 14 points already. I should say 17 points already, and he's hit 4 threes. To clean up the score for College of Idaho, Charles Elsie's 3 was downgraded to a 2 during the timeout. They reviewed it and saw that he had his right foot on the line in that far left corner. So Elsie has 11 for the game rather than 12, and the lead is 20 now for the Yotes. Morgan, De La Cerda the rebound. Rivers finds a trailing Jace Catchings, way off. That was a good look at a 3. And Keyshawn Bruner is down and in some pain under the basket. We'll step aside with 11:31 to go in the game. Hopefully Keyshawn Bruner's okay. College of Idaho up by 20. Get a look at the remaining bracket. It's awfully small now compared to the 16 teams we had when we started on Monday. College of Idaho up 20 on OUAZ in the first of our 2 Fab Four semifinals tonight. 3rd-seeded Georgetown and 2nd-seeded Indiana Tech still to follow. The representatives of the Dewar and Liston quadrants, respectively. The winners will play tomorrow at 7 Central Time on ESPN3 in Kansas City and on the radio airwaves locally on 8:10 a.m. WHB. OUAZ with the ball off the turnover. Colton Hitt finally gets a 3-pointer to go down. That's the first 3 anyone other than Josiah De La Cerda has made for OUAZ. Before that, De La Cerda was 4 of 5 from 3, and the rest of the team combined 0 for 15. A foul on OUAZ. That was Bundy. It's his 3rd, all in the second half. De La Cerda, by the way, is getting a rest at the moment, his first of the second half. Might well be his only. Collision between Hint and Wyman sent Wyman staggering. Morgan, count it! Second and one tonight for Samaje Morgan. 5'9" freshman. You know what that reminds me of? The way he's dragging his foot there. Because I think the foul was tripping him more than anything. Almost looks like a soccer player in the area just trying to drag that foot, take a little touch, go down and get the penalty. In his case, though, he went down and got the bucket anyway. Off on the free throw. So Morgan will have to settle for 11 points, tying LZ for the team high. Only 2 in double figures for the Yotes. He and Catchings go down. Catchings got a little frustrated there that Morgan was in front of him all the way. Collins underneath, has his shot blocked and tied up by Wyman. Is there a foul? They're going to call a foul on Drew Wyman. That possession got a little out of hand. Chase Catchings was frustrated that Morgan had anticipated and gotten right in front of him, and there was some contact, but it was Morgan just standing his ground, and then as Catchings tripped and fell, he reached out and shoved Morgan down with him. And Catchings was fortunate the officials didn't catch it. Morgan goes out. Here's Catchings for 3. Rebound eventually pulled down by Hendrick. Johnny Radford back on for the Yotes. Inside the final 10 minutes, all that separates them from the first berth in the national title game in 27 years. And LZ is fouled by Josiah De La Cerda just back on the floor. Only the second on De La Cerda, so not a concern just yet for OUAZ. Well, making his 3rd personal foul, so that is a bit of a concern. LZ off the mark on the first, and the free throw struggles continue for College of Idaho. 4 of 11 at the free throw line. LZ is a good free throw shooter, generally 75%. Splits those two. De La Cerda works in on Radford. Floater over Robinette, gracefully off the glass. 19 points for Josiah De La Cerda. And a foul called as LZ was trying to escape. Goes on Jace Catchings. The 8th on our UAZ, so 1-1 coming. Here's De La Cerda, just got this little half step on Radford. Went up over Robinette. It's like he's just moving a little bit slower than everybody else. The game is at a slower speed for him. LZ earns another. And again, though, just 1 of 2 uncharacteristic struggles for him at the line. And it's really the only little tear in the Teflon for College of Idaho to this point. De La Cerda, a rare miss from 3. He lines up another one. Off on both. That doubles, or triples, I suppose, the number of 3s he's missed in this game. Robinette works in on De La Cerda, who has to be very careful now with his 3 fouls. Hendren wants it. Feely jabs in twice, gets away with it. Physical defense from Alex Feely, and he wins the battle. Rebounded by De La Cerda, his 7th. Bealey wants it. Ball fake. Tough contested three, and he's fouled by Handler. That's the second foul on Caden Handler. And Bealey will shoot 3 at the free throw line. I think he expected Handler to bite on this pass fake. So Bealey gets 2 of 3. Wyman 3. Back iron, he gets his own miss. Morgan on the pull-up, got it tipped. Fallon's in transition. Bealey 3. That goes down. Five straight points for Alex Bealey. OUAZ within 14. Closest it's been since halftime. Wyman, shot clock at 3, he's fouled. Drew Wyman will shoot free throws. They're going to have to review that. I was going to say it's close whether it was 2 or 3. But we'll see on the other side of the break. College of Idaho's lead trimmed to 14. The St. Patrick's Day spirit alive and well at Municipal Auditorium in downtown Kansas City, where we've had a great week. Still got some great basketball left in store. Another game tonight. And then, of course, on ESPN3 tomorrow for a national title hanging a red banner. Drew Wyman at the line. They reviewed it and said it was a 2-point shot. So he has one more free throw to come. That'd be the first time all night that anybody stepped up and knocked down 2 free throws in a row for College of Idaho. Rogers split a pair, O'Neal split a pair, Robinette missed both. Wyman's 3 of 4 now. Elsie has split 2 different pairs. And Morgan has made 1, missed 1 on his and 1. So that's the first time that anybody for the Yotes has gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. They're 8 of 16 as a team. 16-point lead for College of Idaho. OUAZ trying to make a little push here. Hit was bumped, and they count the basket. Colton Hitt could be a big part of that. He's a little bit of a microwave. That's 9 points for Hitt. He's been just 2 of 5 at the line, but he gets that one. And it's down to 13, closest OUAZ has been since the final minute of the first half. Those last 4 minutes of the first half just killed them. Even if the Spirit had been able to keep it at 8, 9, 10 at the half, they could have themselves right in it right now, but falling behind by as many as 24 points tonight. Elsie pulls out, Elsie sticks it. 17 for Charles Elsie, 13 of them since halftime. He has been fantastic in the second half. Bruner took a little bump there from Rogers. A bump again from Wilson, trying to shake free. Catchings just gets on the end of that. Hitt thought about it. Thought about it again. Bealey has to get something up here. Step back out of the corner, not even close. Shot clock violation, but the officials are going to let it go. That buzzer had gone off before Rogers secured possession. The officials will let it continue. 15-point College of Idaho lead with the basketball. Wilson working on Jay Lacerda, who has 3 fouls. Went in on that one and managed to get enough of the ball. Bruner over Morgan, that's a block. 2 free throws coming for Keyshawn Bruner. Give credit to Samaje Morgan. He tried to take the hit. I think he was in the restricted area and still moving. But this is a brave decision on his part. And he wasn't in the area. Clear block. But he wasn't in the area, so he had a chance. You never know. Bruner off on the free throw. Pretty poor free throw shooting for both teams tonight. OUAZ has been marginally better, but marginally. The 11 of 18 as a team. College of Idaho 8 of 16. Bruner gets 1 of 2. Has not been his night of the offensive end. That's just 3 points. Spirit starting to turn up a little bit of pressure, but still not all out. You just can't afford to press the Yotes full court in the way you might like to at this stage of a game. They move the ball too well. They punish teams too easily. O'Neal, a turnover. The 9th College of Idaho turnover. Bruner plays catch with Hitt. That's going to be a block. Count the basket. Looked like Morgan was there that time. Back-to-back fast break. Samaje Morgan took right in his chest, and he didn't get rewarded for either. Definitely a block the first time. Let's see. Oh, no, he's in the restricted area. And he sort of reaches out and makes contact with his arms on Hitt, more so than taking it in the chest. So, good call. From our vantage point, I thought that was a charge. But the officials got that exactly right. And OUAZ has this, again, at least within Grand Canyon shouting distance. 11-point game, and Colton Hitt is starting to get it going. He has 13 points. And 9 of them have come in the second half. Wilson sits down for College of Idaho. Robinette is back on. Just how much push did the Spirit have in it? Robinette got De La Cerda in the air. Morgan. 7 on the timer. Elzy for the foul line. Got it again. Charles Elzy has not missed in the second half. 6 for 6. He has been a magician since halftime. 15 of his 19 points since the break. Bruner spins away from Morgan. Another blocking foul. Samaje Morgan has been called for a block on 3 consecutive defensive possessions for the Yotes. That's his 4th. Would hardly be an insurmountable blow for the Yotes to lose him because of how much depth they have, but he has been very good tonight. And the more pressure OUAZ turns up in the closing moments of this game, the more College of Idaho will want all of its most capable ball handlers on the floor. Morgan's going to sit down and Handrum will return. So it's 4 starters for the Yotes plus Stratton Rogers on. O'Neal is the only starter sitting right now. It's 1-1 for Bruner on the 9th College of Idaho team foul. And he gets the front end. The Spirit have continued to fire away from 3. They've taken 41 shots from the field tonight. 25 of them have been 3s. That's more than 60%. Now, it's worth noting they've shot 22 free throws, and obviously more free throws result from 2-point shots than 3-point shots. Though OUAZ has been fouled shooting 2 different threes tonight. Just a little bit more anxiety on this for the Oats than there typically is at this stage. Robinette airballs. Rivers saves it. Hit. Could have taken that 3. He didn't really even look at it. Veely will. Rims out. Rebounded by Rogers. Another physical, high-flying rebound from Stratton Rogers, but he double dribbled. Oh, Stratton Rogers with a turnover. Went way up for his 10th rebound to lead everybody tonight. But then committed the Yotes' 11th turnover. That's been a big part of OUAZ's push here. College of Idaho has had the last 3 or 4 turnovers in a row. OUAZ almost gave that one away. De La Cerda has not been a big part of the comeback. He's still sitting on 19. Now tied with Elsie for the game high. Yotes are back into a zone. De La Cerda over Robinette, and it's single digits. Nobody has played College of Idaho within single digits since Oregon Tech on January 20th. 16 straight double-figure wins for the Yotes. Inside Rogers. Didn't get the roll. Rogers gets his own miss. Fresh 20 for College of Idaho. Elsie has been the man in the second half. He wants a deep one. Rebounded by Handren. A third chance for the Yotes. Rivers reaches in and a foul. The second foul on Rivers, the 10th against OUAZ in the second half. So free throws will be coming for Caden Handren. Only a 52% free throw shooter when we get back. Charles Elsie had 4 points in the first half. That would not stand. He has been nearly perfect in the second half, 15 points since the break. He has 19 to lead College of Idaho, though the Yotes lead has been trimmed from as many as 24 down to 9 with 3:08 to go in the game. What's helping them, especially in this possession, which despite a couple of missed shots has led to Caden Handren free throws, is their rebounding advantage. The official stopped play to clarify that this is a 2-shot foul because it was the 10th of the half against OUAZ. So Handren has 2 here, 52% shooter on the year. And he gets the first one. College of Idaho is plus 17 on the glass tonight. 39 rebounds to just 22 for OUAZ. And this is a Spirit team that typically out-rebounds its opponents, 3.5, 4 rebounds a game. So Handren gets both. Big couple of points for the Yotes to stretch it back to 11 with 3 minutes to go. Veely, clean look over Robinette, left it short, rebounded by Elsie. Catching's all over him. OUAZ has to defend aggressively. Catching's on Rogers. Hit on Wyman and a foul. Should be on Jace Catchings, and it is. That's the second Catchings foul. Double bonus, of course, for College of Idaho. So Wyman is going to shoot 2 here. He has been to the line twice previously, has made 3 out of 4. We've talked about it at length in Kansas City. The last team to beat College of Idaho was Arizona Christian in the season opener on November 4th. The last team before that was Loyola New Orleans in this building 363 days ago. March 17th, or March 19th of last year. March 19th of last year, a 7-point win for the Loyola Wolfpack in the quarterfinals. Just denied College of Idaho a Fab 4. Had to wait until this year, the Yotes did, for their 4th Fab 4 in program history. De La Cerda fouled. He will have 2 free throws with a Spirit in the double bonus. It was a similarly great year for the Yotes last season. 32-5, a 20-2 mark in the league. They finished number 9 in the country. Colby Blaine's team has taken somehow a big step forward from that this year, not only to go from 9 to 1, but they're like a 1++ at this point. This would be their 35th straight win. And their 17th straight, potentially by double digits, though that is in real jeopardy. Look at the officials. Both teams are looking at them with their arms out. The officials sometimes can only ask the same questions. De La Cerda has 23 now to lead all scorers. He has had a fantastic tournament. And catching mauls Samaje Morgan. They go into the photographers. This is an interesting strategy. Sometimes coaches wait a really long time, and you don't get to see this very often. So just for academic purposes, if nothing else, it'll be interesting to see how this works out for the Spirit, who have decided to start fouling with 2.5 minutes to go in the game, at least for the moment. You would think, you know, if they could get a couple of misses, get a couple of threes, maybe cut it down to 6 or 7 points with 1.5 minutes, 1:45 still to go, maybe they would stop fouling for a possession or two. But Morgan coolly hits the first. He is 2 for 3 at the stripe tonight, part of his 10 points. That's the, or his 12 points, I should say. Second one out, so probably a successful strategy, you'd say. I think if the Yotes get 1 point every trip to the line, there's a foul on Handren away from the ball, and Catchings will shoot 2. I think OUAZ would take that. I think that's the idea. 1 point or none in an ideal world, but if the Yotes miss even one of their 2 free throws, I think Matt Keeley is thinking that works in his team's favor. Probably going to need some threes in there, but if you get the ball right back after just a few seconds and only 1 point goes up for College of Idaho every time, it's not a bad trade. We'll see how long he sticks with the strategy. No real foul trouble yet to worry about. Bundy, Collins, Catchings, and De La Cerda all have 3, but nobody's on the precipice. And he could probably reach a little bit into his bench if he needs to find the intentional fouls. His guards on the floor right now not in trouble. Hit, Veely, and Bruner, 1, 1, and 2. Catchings gets both, so it's back down to single digits. Spirit put the pressure on, and Drew Wyman uses a timeout. The second of 4 College of Idaho has at its disposal. And Colby Blaine is furious on the Yote sideline. He has been very animated tonight. It's not as though it's only because it's a close game, because he's shown his frustrations. We've shown him in the last couple of games down the stretch. You know, the Shreveport game, College of Idaho was up literally 50 points, at least 40, and he was stomping his foot about something in the second half. And you can respect that. You know, to some extent, having a team this good almost requires coaching harder. It's a little bit counterintuitive, but you can imagine it would be easy for a team in the midst of 16 straight double-digit wins, and the majority of those by 20-plus points, if not by 40-plus points. Then it would be easy for some complacency to seep in. And it is at least a primary, or a significant part, if not the primary part of his job, to prevent that. Rivers comes away in pain. He goes down. Catchings gives the foul on Elzy. See if we have a look on what happened to Rivers here. He seems to be in really substantial pain, favoring his left arm. So he's in the middle here. Interesting. Tough to see what happened there. He's reaching up toward his left shoulder, maybe. Just a stinger, perhaps, running into Elzy. And nothing there that would have been a foul. I was expecting maybe to see his arm get caught in somewhere. But he really just banged that shoulder into Elzy. First free throw is off, so this strategy, you have to say, is working for the Spirit so far. Of course, it helped that there was the quick foul away from the ball that sent Catchings to the free throw line. Essentially, in the last 10 seconds, College of Idaho had the ball, then OUAZ, and then College of Idaho has it again. OUAZ is going to get it back, at worst, having conceded to and scored to with the basketball. A chance to cut 2 or 3 points into the deficit that existed in the span of 20, 30 seconds, and that's the strategy working. Will there be enough time without College of Idaho missing both multiple times and/or OUAZ hitting a significant number of three-pointers? Who's to say? Elzy rattles in the second, so he has 20. Well, this free throw shooting, if somehow the Spirit find a way back, College of Idaho will rue the free throw line. Can OUAZ get any closer? De La Cerda on Wilson, leans around, shot blocked. Wilson fouled by De La Cerda, that's his fourth. Paul Wilson will shoot. 55% free throw shooter this year. He has not been to the line tonight. The Yotes 2 of 5 at the line since OUAZ started fouling intentionally. 2 of 6, and De La Cerda has the rebound. Bruner crosses over. Bruner to the rim. Wilson fouls him, and Bruner will shoot 2 with 1:58 to go. The free throw attempts piling up for both teams. Bruner has made 4 of 5 at the stripe tonight. De La Cerda checks out for Matt Keeley with 4 fouls. Got to protect him here. Bruner hits both, so the Spirit comfortably winning this free throw contest so far. They had the 1 empty possession, otherwise this could be a 5 or 6 point game. Lyman gets it into Elzy, took a little push from Veely, and then a foul right on the baseline, and Elzy will shoot 2. Veely, his second personal foul. OUAZ has been called for 14 fouls and counting in the second half. Elzy 3 of 6 at the stripe tonight. He has a team high 20. Can you imagine if the Yotes somehow give this game away at the foul line? Tell you what, LSU Shreveport's watching this and saying we should have started fouling in the first minute. He's played the whole game this way. Elzy misses both. Robinette has the offensive rebound and he's fouled. That is a critical rebound. College of Idaho has missed 4 free throws in a row. Charles Elzy, a 75% free throw shooter, just stepped up and missed 2. And OUAZ had a golden opportunity. That's 2 of them. The empty possession 2 trips ago for the Spirit. and then an offensive rebound allowed off the free throw miss. Robinette gets the first. Those were the 2 opportunities they had. You get 2 buckets out of those. The best case scenario would be 65-61 College of Idaho right now, and at that point you've totally changed this game. Because remember, still only 35-40 seconds have come off since they started this strategy. But Robinette steps up and sinks 2, and in the end OUAZ has made limited progress in these 40 seconds. Veely hunting the 3. Bruner drives on Wyman, takes out De La Cerda over Elzy, rattles out, hits putback, won't go. Veely is fouled on the rebound, and he will shoot 2. That was a good look for De La Cerda, and it almost went down. You got to give Matt Keeley some credit, though. Unorthodox to start fouling when he did with 2.5 minutes to play. And he has given his guys a chance. That strategy has given OUAZ a chance. Not that he could do about an empty possession. Certainly nothing he can do about an offensive rebound for the Yotes on a missed free throw. And credit to the Spirit as well. They haven't missed a free throw at their end since the strategy started. They're 5 for 5. Something tells me Kobe Blaine's guys might be shooting a few free throws tomorrow morning if they do indeed advance to tomorrow night's championship game. 7 Central, ESPN 3 tomorrow night. The winner of this game against the winner of our nightcap this evening, Indiana Tech and Georgetown. Morgan lobs it ahead to Wyman. OUAZ keeps the pressure on. Robinette falling out of bounds. No foul, and now there's a foul on hit committed against Elzy. Robinette was fouled right here in front of us on the sideline. But it didn't get called, and he nearly fell out of bounds before getting rid of that basketball. Hitt's foul is his second, and Elzy back at the stripe. Wow, another miss. Look at that graphic. Dropped the number now to 50%. For the Yotes. Elzy is 3 of 9 at the free throw line. With the second half he's had, he started 6 for 6 from the field. But 3 for 9 at the free throw line tonight. Rims in. The Yotes are thanking their lucky stars for that offensive rebound and the 2 subsequent free throws by Robinette. Veely, good look, out of the corner. 6-point game with 71 seconds to go. Wow. OUAZ committed to this strategy. And they have put a scare into the Yotes no matter what happens. The players and coaches can't afford to dwell on the what-ifs, but we can. And I would think, if I were an OUAZ fan, I'd be thinking about all the open threes that didn't go down in the first half. Still just 7 of 29 as a team from 3, 24%. Then I'd be thinking about that offensive rebound. 66-62 right now. It's not quite anybody's game, but it's close. 68-62, this is going to be a bigger challenge. They're going to need a number of missed free throws more for College of Idaho, which the Yotes have seemed happy to provide to this point. Only once since OUAZ started fouling have the Yotes stepped up and hit 2 free throws. You can see almost 4:50 was the last time they made a field goal. So more than 3.5 minutes. Now, to be fair, the last minute and a half or so, they haven't had an opportunity to attempt a field goal. Wyman gets it in. It was tipped out of bounds, and it's OUAZ basketball. They're going to review it. Bruner and Morgan were there. This could be the turnover the Spirit had not yet been able to force. We're going to see here what kind of angles we have and if we can overturn this. Tough to see there. I don't know if there's anything on that angle at first look that's given this back to College of Idaho. See if Drew Wyman's head is going to get in the way. No, looks like we'll be able to see. Bruner gets the first touch right there. Does it hit Morgan's hand after it goes off Bruner? Probably. I don't know it's definitive on that end. So can we piece them together then? Let's see here. That's Bruner's hand. Does it touch Morgan for sure? It certainly looks like it. And if it does, then I think we can use the circumstantial evidence in the other angle to say that it hit Morgan second. So Bruner's left hand comes in here, gets a piece right there, and then, I think that's probably off Morgan. It could go either way. Certainly, I don't think there's enough there to overturn it. I would expect this is going to stand. And OUAZ will have the basketball back, down by 6 with 70 seconds to go. Still not quite anybody's game, but it's getting awfully close to it. The official's still looking at it. This strategy has definitively worked for Matt Keeley. There is no doubt about it. He has put the pressure on the Yotes to the free throw line, and they have very nearly collapsed. One offensive rebound and one empty trip for OUAZ. All that's separating these two teams. The strategy otherwise could have caught the Spirit all the way up in a matter of a minute and a half. Still a minute 10 to go, an eternity with how this game has been played now. Bruner has to get it in. Catchings drives on Morgan, takes a bump, throws it out for Bruner. He drives, stops, goes around Robinette, won't go. Rebounded by Robinette, he gets it away. Wyman races ahead, Catchings with him all the way. He throws it away. Another College of Idaho turnover. Colby Blaine jumping up and down. The little blips on the Richter scale are Colby Blaine's size 11s hitting the hardwood. OUAZ has another chance. Catchings wants a three, off the mark. Rebounded by O'Neal, and he's fouled by Bealey. That's the fourth on Bealey with 40.8 to go. OUAZ at the critical moment has not been able to find a bucket. A good chance for Bruner, a good chance for Catchings. Had either one of those gone down, let alone both, the Spirit would be right there. You'd have to favor the Yotes pretty considerably to survive at this point. But that'll involve making some free throws at some point. And they have not shown an ability to do that yet. O'Neal is 1 for 3 now at the free throw line tonight. College of Idaho at 50% and a timeout called by Matt Keeley and OUAZ. That's the last Spirit timeout. .41 seconds still to go. One more free throw for O'Neal. But I would think, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and say I know, whether they're watching now or will be watching it back later, that Georgetown and Indiana Tech, particularly Chris Briggs and Ted Albert, their experienced head coaches, will have seen this and have made a mental note. You'd have to think they would love to put College of Idaho in a position where the echoes of tonight's game, should the Yotes hang on in advance, are knocking around in their heads in the closing minutes of a national championship game. Because up until about 5 minutes of game clock or so ago, this was another vintage Yotes performance. They were up 20 plus, they were feeling great. OUAZ whittled it down a little bit more, no problem, still double digits. And then Matt Keeley decided to start fouling with 2.5 minutes still to go in the game. And it has completely changed the feeling down the stretch. A couple more rebounds, a couple more buckets for the Spirit, and they could be level in this game. O'Neal gets the second. College of Idaho has left the door open with missed free throws and turnovers. Veely gets a screen. De La Cerda works it on Wyman. Finds a cutting Catchings. He takes a bump from O'Neal. Good look, De La Cerda out of the corner. It's good. 25.7 to go. It's a 4-point game. Tipped by Bruner, the steal. Hit goes up. 2-point game. 22.9 to go. Timeout, Colby Blade. Can you believe it? The Yotes are folding. They are panicking. They are hyperventilating in Kansas City. An epic collapse. A minute ago, it was a 9-point lead. 2 minutes ago, it was 10. 3 minutes ago, it was 14. De La Cerda, and then Bruner, all on his own, really. Morgan is wide open. Bruner gets a piece. He finds a cutting hit. 5 points for OUAZ in a span of 5 seconds. The Spirit trailed by 20 with 12:07 to go. By 23 with 12:43 to go. 12.5 minutes ago, it was a 23-point lead for the Yotes, who were cruising to their destiny. Yeah, that's about how it's gone, my man. On the one hand, College of Idaho still has a 2-point lead with 23 seconds to go. On the other, those folks are feeling it. The Spirit bench is feeling it. And you wonder who in a Yotes uniform really wants to be on the line right now. Is there anyone? Who wants the basketball? Can they get it in with 1 timeout left? And who wants to shoot free throws? Wyman looking for Radford. He's doubled. Goes back to Wyman. Radford again, and he's fouled by Hit with 18 seconds to go. So Johnny Radford, the best free throw shooter for College of Idaho, has not been part of this collapse. He is the only player of the 9 the Yotes have used tonight who has not stepped to the free throw line. Their leading scorer this season at close to 14 a game, and their best free throw shooter at an untouchable 89%. But he has watched this, and he has thought about it, and he has swished the first one. Robinette is the only Yote in for this rebound, should there be one. 18 seconds for OUAZ, no timeouts. But will it be a 3 or 4 point deficit? It's 4. Johnny Radford. Just the second time since OUAZ started fouling that the Yotes have gone 2 of 2 at the line, and might they just survive as a result? That Robinette offensive rebound and the 2 extra points looming massive. Bruner has to dribble it all the way up the court. That's costing time. 12 seconds. The Spirit need to get something up. Veely, 3 straight arm. It's good! 6 3/10 to go. 1-point game. Wyman, Bruner on the ball. Wyman into Elzy. Veely fouls him with 5.5. And Charles Elzy, who has been a bigger part of this collapse than any other Yote at the line, will have 2. Alex Veely has just fouled out after drilling a straight-on 3 off the dribble with 2 hands in his face. What a shot from Alex Veely, and it has given OUAZ hope. The sophomore from Fresno, in what will be his last involvement tonight and perhaps of the season, has hit the shot of the year, maybe the shot of the tournament so far, and then fallen on the proverbial grenade. 5.5 seconds remain. Charles Elzy will have 2 free throws. He is a 75% free throw shooter. Tonight, he has not been one. The offensive hero and leading scorer in Kansas City for the Yotes this year has taken 10 free throws in the second half and made only 4. The Yotes have now made 3 free throws in a row for the first time since Matt Keeley decided to start fouling. No matter what, it'll be a 1-possession game. 5.5 seconds to go. Elzy gets both. Timeout called by College of Idaho. Everybody's out of timeouts. What can Matt Keeley draw up to get a 3? Would you have ever believed it? That this was remotely possible? College of Idaho has shot 30 free throws in the second half alone and made 18 of them. That's 60%. For the game, 21 of 37, 57%. 30 free throws in one half. Before this game, I don't know that we'd had a team in Kansas City shoot 30 free throws in an entire game. And no matter what happens, Matt Keeley deserves an enormous amount of credit for what has transpired here tonight. Not only that he kept his guys in it, trailing by 23 with 12.5 minutes to go in this game, but that he decided to start fouling with 2.5 minutes to go in the game and force the Yotes to earn it at the line. They might have earned just enough. The lead has dwindled from 11 to 8 to 6, down to 1, and now it's 3. 5.5 seconds to go. Bundy triggers, 94 feet from the basket. Bruner with 5 seconds. OUAZ needs a 3. De La Cerda has it blocked. Follow-up will count. It's good, but it's only worth 2. De La Cerda scores, but it's only worth 2. The game is over. And somehow, the College of Idaho Yotes did just enough. The winning streak is 35, and the Yotes, for the first time in 27 years, will play for an NAIA national title. Josiah De La Cerda did everything. 28 points. Can you imagine if that had been for the top or for the win? After the block, following it up, a runner that dropped. And OUAZ is left to think about every what if. A game that the Spirit trailed by 23 with 12.5 minutes to go. This was the look they wanted for De La Cerda. Rogers was there. And De La Cerda, in the end, drained it from 17 feet. But he needed it to be from 21-9. Wow. An enormous amount of credit to OUAZ. I'm not sure there has ever been a loss that will feel more like a win in single elimination. The Spirit can walk out of Kansas City with their heads held as high as anyone. Only one team will walk out of here with a national title, and it might very well be the College of Idaho. But the Yotes will know they survived tonight by the skin of their teeth. And OUAZ will have to consider every miss. That offensive rebound for the College of Idaho that added 2 more points in the end, the difference. Any missed shot could have made the difference.